Hello and welcome back to Tyranny. I'm Avernell, and we have just reached the first encampment. Well, we haven't actually reached the encampment. We've reached the zone the encampment is in. We're gonna go start with some RP. Alright, slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. What's that? Voices in Arat told me you'd come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story, so let's have it out. What's so special about you? I'm here to deliver an edict from Kairos. I gained loyalty. The Archons must claim Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords. One more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kairos sends any lightning our way, just tell me when to duck. Why so suspicious? Just a feeling I got. Blah blah. So why invite a mediator from Tunan's court? Doesn't add up. Why do you think the Archons are at odds? I've been with the Scarlet Corps since the early days of the Conquest, so I can say it's been building for a few years now. There's an energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I heard tell that Graven Ash and the Voices of Nerat shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know any of the particulars. By my authority, the Archons will fall in line. Oh, I gained loyalty. That sounds exactly like the attitude to set this campaign in the right direction. I don't envy you the task of getting them to cooperate, which sounds about as easy as teaching a tornado to heal. Oh my god, 10 out of 10. Let's see here. Did the Voices in Nerat ask you to spy on me? At a loss for worse, Verse regards you with momentary unease. I gained 14 subterfuge and loyalty with Verse. Aw, she's looking away. Aw, that's cute. Well, are you even surprised? He's the Archon of Secrets. Knowing in advance is his business, so is snatching up any advantage over Graven Ash. Those two compete like a couple of new recruits for a spot around the fire. It's nothing nefarious, he's just curious. Blah 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 blah. What else has the Voices in Nerat told you? Only that I could find you in Enduring Ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Matani River. Enough of this, I must meet the Archons. Ooh, I gained fear with Verse. Alright. One last thing, be careful around those disfavored types that take their work seriously and most have suffered too many blows to the head. Hail, Fatebinder, the disfavored scout nods at your approach. Camp's on up ahead. Don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. Still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll, but she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. Disfavored land. Regulates all trade. If you lack proper permits, you get your forfeit. I mean, like, if you lack proper permits, you need your permits. Oh, I didn't know. I mean, hey, if he doesn't know he needs a permit, let's get him a permit. Not us and not our problem. Maybe march your butt to the bastard city and plead your case before Tunon, but we'll lighten your burden or leave you over your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. I mean, I'm Tunon's boy. Anything that can be argued before Tunon may be argued before me. I've lost favor with the disfavored. Well, I don't really care about the disfavored, so what's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel, and the warrior pauses, placing her hand in front of her mouth. If the Fatebinder wishes to weigh on the matter, courtesy demands we listen. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. Oh, what a bitch. Well, you could rob me and have my supplies today. The merchant grabs a flask from his cart. Or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing draughts. Certainly any army will need those. I'm gonna lie. Get that subterfuge on. Yeah. Well, I don't see how that relates to me. I mean, I've only just arrived here. I couldn't have been involved in anything like that. Didn't say the shipment went missing around here. I certainly didn't mention when. Start talking. Well, I suppose some of it's looted. Look, I'm just trying to scrap together an inventory to sell. All the tiers have been wrapped up in war. Forces a man to get creative with the sources of his wares. I found most everything out in the forests of the valley. I'd keep my head low when I heard sounds of combat, then I'd take a look, grab whatever wasn't claimed by the first victors. So then you stole from the disfavored dead. How else did you get your hands on that iron? You would come here and sell us our own armaments? If anything has an owner, I will return it, but this iron would have turned to rust if left in the mud of the battlefield. The disfavored are few in number, is that not right? You need a man like me to gather up supplies that would otherwise go to waste. You stole from the Archons and wish to sell it back. Your life ends here. So leave this card for your Raven Ash. You trade your wares freely, but lie again. Oh, killed. I mean, recovering supplies is pretty valuable, and like, if they're just left there, like, who the heck cares? But he has no permits. You're allowing this lowborn wretch to profit when he should toil like any other conquered tiersman? Fatebinder, it is your right to settle disputes when we lock horns with the course, but you have no authority on this matter. I do have the authority to write him a trade permit, I guess. Yeah. I lost disfavored again. You seem so bent on protecting this tiersman. So be it, but spare us both the parchment. Peddle your wares, but know that you're one mistake away from being strong about the palisades as a warning to others. Okay, that's fair. Understood, ma'am. Worship bows deeply. You have shown me great mercy, and I will not squander it. I will endeavor to keep this camp supplied to the best of my ability. Yeah, you will. Gain favor with Lathion's crossing. My deepest thanks. I thought I was owed to robbed and left for dead. And here I thought this favor would thank me for trying to bring in fresh provisions. I'll be sure to keep my head down and not make any waves. Good. As it should be. Cool. I will present myself. Blah blah. I am never no Fatebinder of Tunon. I bring words from Kairos, words for your commander's ears. Ah, so you're the fire starter. That's because oh yeah, I did the Edict of Fire. Civius and the companies returning from the burning library are telling some harrowing stories about Kairos' Edict of Fire. I think myself brave, but I'm happy to have been far away from it all. Must have been a terrifying honor to be the messenger of such a righteous force. Yeah? Go on in. They're expecting me. Ugh. Let's see here. Where do I need to go? Oh, here we are. The Archon.
Curious.
Oh.
Fatebinder. Always a pleasure. What do you need?
Talk again later. Yesterday you tried me for wishing to wait, now you suggest even longer today. Blah blah. Oh, they're arguing, whatever.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The tiersmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy. Neat.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes the scepters between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod. Ooh, I hear the voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you in just a moment. Oh, that's neat. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
She whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. I am here to proclaim Kairos' edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment.
Did I give you permission to speak?
The Archon of War turns to you, his blue eyes wide with anger. The many portraits you've seen depict Graven Ash with a stern, unamused countenance. He is even more taciturn in the flesh. Apologies for the sudden entrance. I've traveled long to be here after a bow.
Ah, the fire starter has arrived. Welcome, welcome. Our agents tell us such lovely stories of what you did at the Vellum Citadel. Have you come bearing another fragment of Kairos' wrath in tow?
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
On the last words, the Archon of War glances at the voices of Narat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word camaraderie. I require no thanks for doing my sworn
Modesty
duty.
is your prerogative, but know that cooperation and goodwill have been rarities of late. You do your Lord Tunon a great honor by aiding your cousins in the disfavored.
Oh, don't mind us while you trade your gushing praise. We're sure the Fatebinder has come because our company lacks in small talk.
I come bearing an edict of Kairos.
Once again, you bring us support in a time of need. We fondly remember your service to the Chorus in the taking of the Bastard City. We knew back then you were destined for great things. But we had not anticipated you would be twice honored with the task of proclamation. So, do not keep us waiting. What is the Overlord's will?
Okay, the Overlord's loyal servants must hold the Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords, or all in the valley shall perish. Seems you need some encouragement to work together in honor of your incompetence and disarray. Ooh, I'm gonna do that. In honor of your incompetence and disarray, the edict shall execute every living thing in the valley, and thus an Ascension Hall is taken by Kairos' Day of Swords. Gain loyalty with verse, you gain favor with voices in Arat, gained wrath with Graven Ash. Glorious. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment. It's every syllable drafted by the hand of Kairos. With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens, and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountains, feel renewed. The tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor. Oh, must be a side effect. Energize the forces. Ooh. That's neat.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive.
Yep.
We'll need to advance across the Matani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to back up Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
So, you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes the scepters from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. Give me Setting that down. Watch him. Oh, oops. Watch him squirm. So many tears over irreplaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You'd never seen Blood Echo in a blubbering mess over a few dead killers. He'd used the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brother's ribcage. Because that's how a real man deals with grief. Well, goddamn, that's pretty fucking brutal now, isn't it? Okay, bicker all you wish, you're just wasting valuable time. Right to death, blah blah. Are you too daft?
Daft? Only fools hate their lives enough to insult our intellect. But, our dear Binder, your invective is not without purpose. Each moment we waste, death by edict draws closer. Graven Ash, we leave you to tackle the river. The chorus will scour the outer valley.
Good.
So that is what it takes to get you to agree to a plan of action. The threat of death? You place the Overlord in this position with your incessant arguments, but now we've actually agreed to do something. Kairos be praised.
That's enough talking, there's work to be done. My lord, Barrick and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runner should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. You know him only by name. Barrick is a commander of the Stone Shields and well regarded by the disfavored High Command. The Air Marshal salutes, blah blah. I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
Before we go, you are owed payment, Firestarter. Our spies at the Vellum Citadel were nearly cut down by the disfavored. They have you to thank for their lives. Here is a taste of our gratitude.
The Archon of Secrets tosses a small handful of rings your way. As he begins to leave, he taps the fifth eye on the shoulder and with one last twirl of his scepter, you hear the voice, "Suit yourself, Fatebinder, the more you ignore us." Oh. The Archon departs with his underling. Catch the rings. Favor gained 300 rings. Okay. The Archon of Secrets lets out a small chuckle as he leaves.
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work again. Now, if you'll leave me be, I have a battle to plan. I imagine duty requires you speak with the chorus further, but if I can convince you to lend a hand, most of my legion is trapped beyond the mountains, so I'm in need of an added sword or two. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. And what of the Scarlet Chorus? How will they be
I ask
helping?
myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the outer valley.
The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the Chorus's manpower to scour the region. Otherwise, the Oathbreakers will attack at our heels once we cross the Mittani. I'd be honored to help. I'll be at the training grounds readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. And though I'm loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the outer valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call Camp Due East. Seek him out if you must. I must. I'm going with Scarlet Chorus, I think. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Okay. 8 days to Kyros's swords. What's going on here? Faithbinder Mavernell, am I right? I'm Sevius, commander and 3rd generation disfavored. Specifically, I'm Sevius the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. The rank says commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to our marshal. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spellslingers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you are at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. Sounds terrible, but I have other matters to consider first. Oh, and here I was under the mistaken impression that you had come to break the siege. I won't make that mistake again. Well, fuck you too. You can't make out the ironclad soldier's expression under his twisted helmet. He merely stares at you. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Aranos, field commander of the disfavored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the train field. I said eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. The disfavored officer turns to you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat. Judging from your uniform, this is Iron Marshal Aranos, blah blah blah. Okay. As she clears her throat. You need to stay on top of the troops or their skills will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. How are your warriors reacting to the edict? Kyros's ultimatum has the camp on edge, blah blah. Carry on. So I want to go to the Scarlet Chorus camp. What do you have to say? How did you do that? Do what? Back in the Archon's war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? Well, I've done it before. You cast the Edict of Fire on the Vellum Citadel. I heard about it. How Kyros's anger raised a volcano from under the Sage's own fortress. That was some impressive work. That was me, alright. Well, call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kyros more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell of it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, it's just worth recognizing that you're what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's Fatebinder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. That's enough for now. What's going on over here? Okay. That's already completed. Let's just go to the Scarlet Forest camp. Two hours. 2 valuable hours, but that's okay. Do do boom ba dum. All right.
Sorry, I can't.
State my business or get lost. I am Mavernell, Fatebinder of Tunon. I am here to vanquish the Oathbreakers. You know, I think I was told to expect somebody, but you seem too ugly to be him. Her lips crumble into a smirk. Why exactly should I let you in? And I was expecting a Scarlet Chorus warrior, not a child asking for a beating. I gained wrath with Scarlet Chorus. Guard stares at you for a long moment, clearing her throat as she tenses up posture. At long last, she nods her head sideways. Go on in. Just watch your step around here. Favor 1, wrath 0. Cool. What's this? Scroll. Ooh, Sigil of Illusion. I'll have to look at that later. Now. Fifth Eye. Alright. The Binder of Tunon arrives. Schooling with teenagers Timber, the Fifth Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in the need of trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives. But worry not, we'll have more fun with just another batch momentarily. Blah. Now that you've issued this edict and doom us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? No. How does the camp respond to the edict? Kneeling, bowing, occasional orgy, frequent vomitus. Blah blah. Okay, they want. They basically just want to murder. Getting warriors ready for battle. We know the Oathbreakers are focused to the Citadel beneath the Mountain Spire, but we have learned that this is not their only nest. Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the Outer Valley. This will do a second group. Spirit thinks you can't control your horde and that many are defecting back to the Venturing Guard. Wrong, and perhaps he gestured with a spear and an arc towards the sprawling camp. It is no mean feat to herd this many desperate lives. For every 2 hands of humanity, there is at least 1 finger that snaps from the stress of our ways. A few have been lost on the margins, I won't deny that, but if you store grain, expect some rat feces. If you lead killers, expect some desertion. Okay, so you need help taking out these Oathbreakers. While good old-fashioned slaughter will be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but to add their strength to ours. True. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, blah blah. She can lead us to the Venturing Guard's second carrier camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I can use your help questioning this Varia Kel. I will speak with the prisoner. I'll meet you there. She was waiting by the other prisoners. Cool. Okay. Right, Cal. Please, someone. I wish to bow before the voices of Narat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus. Blah blah. She seems to be in agony. This one, he flippantly waves at the prisoner, was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Venturing Guard encampment, but she wasn't being entirely honest. I told this thing, the prisoner turns pale a moment before a look of determination comes over her face, that I wanted to guarantee I'd live and be welcomed into the chorus as a captain. Then I'll talk. Otherwise they'll just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Venturing Guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. Okay. Tell me what you know. Actually, I want to know why the change of heart. Because I want to live, and you don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know that the younger realms are gone for good. Kairos is the new strength of the Tears, and I would rather stand with his Archons than crush with them. Why would I trust the words of an Oathbreaker? I suppose I have no answer for that. Blah, blah. Oh. Okay, that's fair enough. Tell me what you know. What do you actually know? Well, you see... So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you... She shakes her head. Search that one. She reaches up with her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to a nearby pile of corpses. The tall, dark one, missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the literate one in our crew. He had the orders. Cool. Just a mash of words. She said she had information. She gives us garbage. I heard her say she'd swear fealty to the voices in Narat. An initiation rite would be in order. Seeing as you are an expert in the subject of fate, I will entertain your wisdom on the matter. What then would you propose to do with her? Let's test her loyalty. Kill them. Gain favor. Briar looks at the prisoners, wants her allies, and closes her eyes, and her bonds are untied. The onlookers snicker and cheer when a heavy rock is placed in her hand. Mouthing something inaudible, she lifts the rock high above her head and smashes it down on the prisoner's skull, wincing back a scream as she hoists the stone over her head a second time to finish the job on the other prisoner. Nice.
Good, good. Let the hatred flow through you.
Welcome to Scarlet Coast, not fails. Alright. Cool. We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers, and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
Oh. Oh. The voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Variet, an older gentleman with the quills, ink vials, and parchment scrolls one finds on the sages of the school ink and quill. Ink smudges cover his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothes appear charred, and between the rips of fabric, you spot burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated and tied to a post, he offers a beaming smile. Who are you?
I'm Sage Lantry, one of the hired quills that was coordinating missives between the Vendrian guard captains. They aren't paying me anymore and aren't coming to my rescue. So I'll decipher that parchment for you. That's what smart prisoners do, right? Make themselves useful.
Okay.
Let me see. I can't. So, I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
I like him already. Your life depends on you translating this scroll now.
I would love to help. I just need some time. That's written in another sage's shorthand. I'd have to sit down with it, or better yet, compare it to a piece of his writing I have stashed on me somewhere. If I sat down with it while sufficiently sober, it's highly probable I'd figure it out.
Sober? Since when do we share the good stuff with the prisoners?
Oh, nobody shared. Right before I was taken prisoner, I imbibed several vials of reagents. I wanted to be numb and disconnected when my captors used me for carnal catharsis. It's made these last few days tied to a post almost enjoyable.
It can't hurt to give him a few hours. You read the edict. I don't need to tell you that the sundial is working against us. This adult old bag is trying to stall us. Voices in Rot will be upset to know you squandered a source of enemy intelligence. How true. Then we shan't put him to waste. He will serve as the most riveting source of amusement as we put him on trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
I'm taking him into my custody. Not a chance. He's our prisoner. If you think you can crack the information we need out of his skull without troubling the Archon, that's one thing. But you're not walking out of here with our property. True, but by Karos' law, he could swear fealty to me and become my sworn vassal, my property.
A most clever technicality. And I would happily serve the Archon of Justice's warrior. Especially if it means getting out of this mess without a perforated lung.
Silence, old man. Good luck bowing to the Fatebinder with your head pulled from your neck. Fifth Eye jabs the fingers at you. The chorus earned this prisoner right and proper. If you wish to rob from me, go ahead. But all you will know are the sort of fate. All you will know you as the sort of Fatebinder, take as you please. If it's a fight you want. Did you hear that, brothers and sisters?
Trial by combat is upon us.
Sage is unbound from the post, stiff legs nearly buckle as he attempts to walk, and his arms flex and flail in their new freedom. Wiping soaking ground from his brow, Sage steps closer to you with a nervous smile. Blah, blah. Everybody's super excited. Begin the chant of gathering. Let the warriors know that tonight's entertainment will soon commence. Glorious. Oh my gosh. This game just keeps going. It's got good flow. Brothers and sisters, who amongst you sets the standard for strength? Who amongst you will help winnow the weak from the strong? This episode's gonna run a little long because of this, but just bear with me. Our claimants have been assembled. Now let the trial of the Oathbreaker begin. Alright. What does he do? Ooh. Oh my god, he's a buffer and a healer? Looks like. I made the right frickin' choice. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's do that. Okay. You. I'm gonna skewer that one. You. You're gonna skewer that one. Or quill that one, rather. Actually, wait. No. You're gonna grant her with might and vitality.
I got it.
Alright. Skewer that. You are gonna do Frozen Grasp on them. And you are.
You got it.
You. Actually, let's do the Bloodsoaked Stone there. And then you. We're gonna use that there. Or, oh. Let's do.
Are we ready for this? I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
Yep. Cool. Skeleton out by your ass. 10 out of 10. By the righteous shedding of blood we have found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive. Fifth Eye offers a short mocking bow to Lantry. By the customs set forth by the voices in Narat, you are free to go, old man. Brag to your grandkids that you fell afoul of the chorus, yet lived to tell the story. Now we see if this old man was worth the effort. I have gained fear with Lantry. Gracious fate binder, the sage holds his hand up, cowering backwards. I am humbled that you put yourself at risk for me. I assure you, you have my full obedience and cooperation. Damn straight you do, bitch. I thought I'd die tied to that post. Sage looks down. Now, hand me that parchment. I'm certain I can decipher it. Excellent. Alright. Blah, blah. Meeting spot in Tripnettle. Tripnettle Wilderness is now unlocked in the world map. Blah, blah. I know the area, I suggest we go at once. Blah, 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 blah. Something's amiss. There's a lot of fighting you for an old scholar. Now you're offering to join this expedition. I met sages every bit as cutthroat as hardened gang bosses. They act the part of doddering scribes, but don't let that fool you, says Verse. Smart for someone your age to be so mistrusting, but I'm not with the Oathbreakers, if that's what you're fishing at. I worked for them under duress, but I've no love of them. I'm not about to pledge to the chorus, and the disfavored wouldn't have me. Still, I consider myself a Kairos-fearing vassal of the Overlord's empire all the same. For as long as I've been a sage, I've been trained to defend myself. We don't spend all our time binding books and sketching wildlife, just most of it. For centuries, we've been in a quiet war with the School of Tides and the School of Wild Wrath. You can't travel alone as much as I do and not know the Bronze Dance. Who sent you to kill me? You have it all wrong. I gained more fear with Lantry. You have it all wrong, Fatebinder. Now, I did have orders to spy on the Archon's servants, but that comes from all now fallen school. If someone wanted you dead, I'm the wrong agent for that sort of work. You're offering to come with me. Why? Because the alternative is what? Living here with these illiterate brutes. My old city is under a river of fire, and there's no family missing me. Besides, I'd much rather chronicle the binder that twice proclaimed an edict of Kairos. I'd be a fool to let someone else write your story. You want to chronicle me? Well, of course, even if the burning library is never rebuilt, our work is to chronicle the days and events needn't cease, and you're a noteworthy player in this whole war. I can't think of another living Fatebinder that has been twice given the honor of proclamation. Swear fealty to me, and I will let you leave this place with me. I've gained more fear with him. If that is your price, I will pay it. I, Sage Lantry of the School of Ingen Quill, do pledge my services in kind to the Fatebinder, and by extension, the Court of Tunon. I have whole rank 1 of fear with him. Nice. I know I may seem old and frail, but I know how to step lightly and how not to get killed. Really, I won't slow you down. Lead the way and let me know if I can be of service. Good. Let's go to Tripnettle. Alright. With that, I am going to cut us off here. This has run a little long just because that little story chain there just kept on going. But I will meet up with you in the next episode. Until then, stay good, have fun. Bye-bye.